Hello everybody, and welcome back to a new One Punch Man the Strongest video. So today we're going to be doing a tier list. However, it's going to be a little different from yesterday's stream. So the SSR pluses are mostly going to be ignored. We're going to do mostly URs here. However, characters that are must-haves will be listed here. For example, Alloy is definitely a must-have. DSK Plus is a must-have. ZBM Plus can be considered if you have UR Zombie Man. But no one else here is particularly that needed, except for maybe Garo. But overall, these are all very good characters. Now, let's get on to the UR characters, starting with UR Tatsu. Now, UR Tatsu is a very strong character, definitely good if built, but I honestly can't see using her. In today's meta, people like Fubuki or even just any other character is gonna do more damage. So that's my ranking for her. Or yeah. Now UR Sonic is gonna be S. He's definitely not a must-have, but he is still like the third fastest speedster. Gale Wind Awakening 1 is still slower than him on Rose speed, so generally I will put him S. Then next up is G4. He's definitely not a must-have, but he is definitely a very good character. Great for PvE, great for teams that, you know, like Team 2s or Team 3s, especially if you're using Genos in your Team 2. That's going to be a really great combo. So overall, I'd say this is a very good character overall. Siryu, I'd say, is also S, mostly due to his damage being really good for his time, especially for like Team 3. But actually, I'd probably drop him down to like I'll do that. So G4 is still wonderful, but Siryu honestly does more damage. I'm pretty sure Awakening 1 Siryu is going to be beaten by Awakening 1 G4, but Awakening 2 Siryu is going to be over Awakening 2 G4, so that's why. Obviously, Boros must have, not surprising. Metal Bat is also going to go in the S tier. Super good character, great damage. A little harder to use, but he definitely goes good with characters like UR Fubuki and stuff, so he is still usable. Bangpoo, actually, before we continue, I'm gonna put Middle Knight up here, but he's gonna get lower since he's not very good for PvE, but he still does pretty good for teams that can't outdo stun, like teams that don't have Mosquito Girl, Hellfire, or G4. So Bangpoo F. I've never seen him actually be used. I've seen him do good damage like one time, but King comes out right after and immediately just takes him out of teams. So not really a big deal. Speaking of King, definitely a must-have. Great for Team 2. Incredibly important for PvE. Basically a core in and of himself. Yeah. Follow-ups to the row. I remember that being absolutely insane when that came out. So that's why I ranked him there. UR Atomic, honestly, is going to be D tier. I've seen him be used in some teams, but his damage is so lackluster that I can't see him being actually used in today's meta. I don't even see him in Team 2s. I see him in, like, occasionally a Team 3. Maybe. Because there's just better characters. Metal Bat Plus is a better duelist. Atomic Samurai Plus is a better duelist. Subterranean King's a better duelist. Zombie Man's a better duelist. Flashy Flash is a better, like, basically all the SSR pluses are better duelists than Atomic Samurai. He's just not a good character. Gale Wind, I'm going to put him at the top of S for now. He's still used as a made speedster today, as he is the fastest villain speedster at Awakening 2, and also makes you immune to Sonic's effects. However, I see him used in Team 1s if Zombie Man's not in there. But overall, Zombie Man's the better speedster, so I don't see him used as much. However, if this was before, I would probably put him in main team. UR Mel's, honestly, he's more useful than Tatsumaki to me. Actually, you know what? I'll put him in G-Force tier. The reason is because UR Mel's is a tank. That's all he does. He has like 3 to 5 rounds of just not being able to die, and then there's nothing else. So he's a great like semi counter to Drive Knight if you are trying to use like Flashy. However, good luck killing Drive Knight in that amount of time, because Mel's isn't gonna do it. Flashy might. Another Drive Knight would. Dread Knight plus Mills is not a bad team up, but I don't think that's I don't think that's the reason why you should get Mills. Hellfire is also great. His buffering doesn't work against Drive Knight, Awakening, or not Awakening, with Keepsake. So, but he is still great for PvE, does great burn damage. I've seen him outdo Siryu, and he counters Metal Bat. So if you're fighting a Metal Bat team, Hellfire basically just completely nerfs it and makes it near unusable. All right. Next up is Genos. Sorry, I had to sneeze between these two things. But next up is Genos. He's like a low must-have. He's not quite in teams as much anymore outside of being a sub DPS. So, sorry, once again, had to pause for sneezing. Goddamn. But he is still used in some main teams, especially in mine, for a sub DPS. So that makes him still continuously be useful. All right. Sorry about that. Had to sneeze once again. I'm sneezing so many fucking times. I might just cut this out of the video. Anyway, next up is Goketsu. He is... Oh, God. All right, I had to pause again for sneezing. Fucking Christ, man. God, I cannot believe I had to sneeze that many times. Anyway, Goketsu. Honestly, he's a high must-have. He is not as useful against things like DK and Card Kabuto, but when your guard comes out, you will see how absolutely insane he'll become, since he does essentially counter those two characters. So Goketsu is going to absolutely buff the shit out of Garo's survivability, because, you know, his unyieldings can't be broken, I think, without crit. So that specialized unyielding just lasts. I'm pretty sure. That might be wrong. Please do correct me if I am wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works, and thus very good. Very good. All right, next up is Flashy Flash. I'm also going to go have to put him in a must-have. However, I would say choose between Flashy and Genos. Or DSK, but we're not there yet. These two are great sub-DPSs. He will disable most follow-ups, except for unless you have like a high-res character. So I would say that these two are wonderful characters. Next up is Mosquito Girl, C tier. Actually, F tier. I fucking hate this bitch ass. She's used in high level battles. I don't know why. Probably just because she does a very similar thing to King without like the healing or the follow-ups. But God, I fucking hate her ass. But if we're being for real, she's not too bad. Her mosquitoes just die too fast. I'll probably put her like a high S. She's been in my main team a good bit as a replacement for King, as like a pretty good Esper, since I don't have a better one outside of like Mel's, which isn't going to be very useful. So overall, that's my rating for her. Child Emperor is a main team. You literally have to have him, unless you lose. Hold on. Yeah, you literally have to have him or else you lose. Like, because he's the strongest core. He does so much. He neutralizes Boros's effects a lot. Not like the healing, but the attack and the defense increase, or the arena free and rate increases. So, still very powerful core. Cannot wait to see what the next one does, because it's going to be real hard to top Child Emperor. Alright. Next main team is going to be Zombie Man. Still a great character, still used in CN today. Not quite as much, but still definitely used. He is, if he wasn't used in teams, I'd say he's like a high S. Maybe a must-have, since he is the only hero that does specialized breakthrough, or just breakthrough in general, as like an effect. And his Awakening 2 is the fastest speedster in the game. Actually, his Awakening 1 is the second fastest. Flashy is slightly faster. Actually by quite a bit, but you know, still. So next up is DSK. I'd say he's a main team right now. His damage is really good if you have his Keepsake and Awakening 2. Awakening 2 not as useful, but still very good for his Reflect and the energy gain. In fact, I wish I had Awakening 2, but also kind of not, because fuck that, I don't want to use him. But yeah. Still very good. I just don't have the stuff to make him, as good as he could be. Next up is Fubuki, also a main team unit. I do apologize for me absolutely downplaying her. Her Awakening 1 is abysmal dogshit and loses to Genos, but her Awakening 2 is so fucking annoying. Dude, I hate that bitch ass. I hate her. Genuinely so annoying. God, she needs to not be a character. I cannot wait for, like, CK to come out. Or, like, Garo to come out so I can slam her ass into the ground. Fuck, I hate her, man. Alrighty. Next up is Drive Knight. Definitely a main team right now. I'd say he's probably higher. And then, like, probably this would be the overall rankings for main team. I mean, these two characters are absolutely insane on their own. Drive Knight's a better character, but if you have both, you are absolutely winning. Unless you're Kuroneko. You know who you are. Anyway. Subterranean F. Like, dude. You get your ass slammed by a man with an edgy haircut. Come on, dude. I've never seen him actually be useful. Because DK and CK revive to follow up. Or follow up and revive. So, I mean, like, he's not that useful. He's kind of shit. Yeah. CK is definitely going to be a main team for the 2 months that he is actually good. And he's countered by Garo, but, is what it is. I mean, honestly, Garo's a must-pull, so, I mean, eh. Now, this would be a wonderful team for literally, like, 2 months into the future. Absolutely insane team to have. This would be a meta team. I mean, maybe not him. You want to use Alloy or something instead. Or, like, any other support. Maybe G4 actually could be a good replacement for DSK. But that's up to you. Or up to your own discretion. Next up is Pig God. Now, with the... with Garo coming out, originally he was going to be main team. But I'm going to have to drop him an S. Like, he is still really good. And he does supply essentially a king-like effect for surrounding allies on the team. The issue is he doesn't seem to do enough. Like, he doesn't change the game like King did. Now, originally he was going to be like a must-have because his damage increase and damage decrease for enemies, his damage increase for allies and damage decrease for enemies was absolutely massive. The issue is that his ass gets one-shotted anyway. Like, Garo doesn't care if you have shield or not. He will kill you. One shot without difficulty, and he won't give a fuck. Speaking of Garo going to main team, actually, I'm gonna make him his own tier. Fucking God is what I'm gonna call him. Yeah. Garo is in a tier of his own. Completely counters CK and DK. Fubuki doesn't stand a fucking chance. His ult will one-shot her. DSK doesn't fucking do shit because he lasts for 6 turns. Has 6 to 9 crit unyieldings or non-crit unyieldings. So, I mean, like, if you can hit a crit on him, he does die. But good fucking luck, dude. Like seriously, good luck. You get 3 critical or crit resistance pieces or sigil on him, and then you get like crit resistance on that what would that be? Grappler buff gear, I think it would be. Dude, you are sitting pretty. You are not getting hit with a crit ever. Metal Bat be damned. That 70% increase is not killing Garo. Plus, his damage is absolutely insane, even compared to the likes of CK and even Drive Knight. These two don't hold a candle to him. I've seen him do 9.1 billion damage, and he's essentially Drive Knight to the entire fucking team. So, yeah. Fucking slams. It's actually not even funny. Yeah. So, overall, actually, hold on. obviously got to put the core characters in must-have. Yeah, so anyways, if you guys did enjoy, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord server in the description down below if you haven't already. Share the stream, share the video around, so that we can make our way to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. So yeah, or by the end of August, really. Yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.